Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Klugula Reads His Classics. This is the fourth edition, so some kind of milestone, I guess. I don't know. I noticed yesterday that I had the laptop on my lap, which is technically where it's supposed to be, but it was kind of wobbly, so I'm putting it further out on the bed, so hopefully it doesn't shake as much. If it does, I'm not a cinematographer, so I can't make things, or a cameraman, whatever. Anyway. So the story, I'm going to do kind of a little mixtape because I have a lot of little really short things. This is a particular packet of short stories that I created during Boys State in South Dakota, just between my junior and senior year of high school. And if you guys are aware of Boys State or Girls State, and I went there for Journalism City because I was on the newspaper my senior year. But obviously I had a lot of time, so I did a lot of creative writing rather than actual journalism per se. So anyway, this has to be one of the most prolific 1 week periods I've ever had as far as just stories upon stories, obviously not doing much else. Okay, so anyway, there's a couple that I'll read to you here. Again, we'll call this mixtape number one. The first one is called, it's a bunch of little short stories, just a couple sentences long each, and they're called Odd Stories by Michael Klug. The phone. The phone rang. No one picked it up. No one was home. No one would be home for a long time. The phone continued to ring. No one answered the phone because no one lived in the place that the phone rang. They moved out. The car. The car was wrecked on the side of the road. There was no one inside. No one stopped to help. The mother. The mother was tired from caring for the many children on the swing set. She went to the hall closet and removed the shotgun from the case. She did what she had to do and shot herself. Wow. Again, I didn't really pre-read these, so if they are particularly dark and in the, again, the mindset of a, I guess, 16-year-old at that time. Anyway, yeah, light. Next one, the Frisbee. The Frisbee was razor-edged. It wasn't quite as fun to play with as a regular one was, especially if you caught it. The Casket. The casket opened and vomited out its contents. It burped and felt better. See, that's a nice one. The Piano. The piano was not going to open for the pianist. No way, no how. Then the pianist came to it with a crowbar. It had to yawn. The Photograph. They moved until the page turned. They stopped. The next page turned. They moved again. The Head. It opened its eyes and looked around for its body. There it was. Now how would it get to it? Logical. The Mouse. The mouse squeaked and went home to eat some cheese. The End. The end waited for the last of the odd stories and then put itself where it needed to go, at the end. Okay, so those are kind of fun. Some are rather disturbing. And of course, during this time frame, everything was zombie, zombie, zombie. So a lot of these are zombie tales. Let's see if there's another interesting one. That one I'll save for another time because it's super dark. All right, well, this is the first one. I even had like a tagline for this, so interesting. She was dead, no longer in existence. Her life, only memories. The earth cannot house the dead any longer. She was alive. The dead, new life. Even had like a title and everything. Yeah. New life. It was dark for some time. It was quite a while since she saw what she wanted to see. Daylight. The wood was easy to get through. It was rotted and gray, no longer able to hold her. She dug her way through the soil to the day. The light was muffled, dark. It was dusk. Clouds rolled into the horizon, covering the setting sun. She watched around her as the ground next to the stones shook and exploded to reveal more of her kind. They moaned and groaned as they clawed their way out of the dirt. She turned around and began to walk. Her brain was sending messages to her body as if life still existed in her drained corpse. The messages were of hunger, Hunger gnawed at her body. She looked around for a meal. Flesh and blood ran through her rotted mind. She needed food. The gates were tough to open. She pushed them until she lost a finger to the sharp metal. She stared at the empty place on her hand and began pushing again. More of the residents began to help her in her exhausting job. They finally broke out into the fresh night, the fresh world, the new life. Zombies, obviously, since that's where my brain lies. So yeah, I have a lot of these really short ones. Maybe we'll find some longer ones, but there's just a treasure trove of 500,000 different odds and ends. And again, most of them not very lighthearted. So I hope you join in. Again, I'm going to again try to do this every single day. Again, for a laugh, for nostalgia, um, for fun while we're all quarantined inside. So please stay smart, safe, secure, and I hope you're well stocked. And I will certainly see y'all tomorrow. Bye.